Warning: the following podcast is brought to you by real officers in their fields of work. All stories told are accurate and will not disclose any names, dates, or locations of events. May contain contents about nudity, drugs, alcohol, and violence. Viewer discretion advised.
Welcome to Lawful Laughs, where we laugh about unlawful affairs. I'm going to be your host, Officer Titan, and with my co-host right here, Officer Coach. How you doing, Coach?
I'm all right, Titan. How are you feeling today, Bob?
Oh man, I'm doing good. I'm laughing about some very eventful unlawful laughs.
Sure.
So I see we have a couple people with us, right?
Oh yeah, joining us today we've got Officer Grace and Officer Hood. Running our sound and our audio. We got Officer Radar here. We're ready to have an exciting little night. First episode. It's a big day.
Yes, I agree. Grace, Hood, how we doing tonight?
Doing all right.
Hood, you with us, Hood?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good.
There we go. So just to kind of cut things up, starting off here, one of the craziest things that you think you'd see working in law enforcement is all the crazy fights and chases you see like on TV.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're not about that. We're more about the inside life, inside, and some of the things you see on the inside, some of our law enforcement entities will never see. One of the things I want to touch on, though, is some of the things we've found in property. This is some very rare items and some very unique items at this time. So I'm just going to start things off. Have you ever talked to a very normal human being, would never think anything of Joe Blow down the street, and you start going through their property and they got a backpack full of stuff? You can probably think maybe this individual's homeless or just, robbed a residence or something along the sort. You're going through this individual's property and you find a PS4, okay? Now, my first thought of nobody plans to go to jail or any interaction with law enforcement typically, unless you're the one calling, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, my question to everybody out there is why? Why do you randomly have a PlayStation 4 in your bag? No remotes, no power cable, no HDMI cable.
Oh,
Just the
okay.
unit. Yeah, just the unit.
Well, I mean, you never know. When it's time to game, you never know the place you're going to be at. Specifically, this person, somehow they ended up in jail. So, I mean, clearly they're doing something they're not supposed to. So, I mean, could have broken into a house, found a little controller, HDMI cable, USB power supply for the PlayStation, and they're gaming, playing Call of Duty.
So you're insinuating that they took his PlayStation with none of the items to find a house to break into?
They could. I mean,
No,
what
they lifted that PS4 for sell it for some money.
Oh damn, we went straight to the meth road.
Hey, I mean, you never know when it's time to get your fix in. Addiction is a strong thing, and video games are definitely something to be addicted to. So, I mean, you never know.
But it's just like Officer Titan said, like we don't have the day-to-day jail stuff that you see on TV with the fights and car chases and all that. We deal with the inside of it. So the majority of the people we encounter are drug dealers, drug addicts. So in my mind, they are basically taking whatever they can to sell it off to get money to go get drugs.
Oh,
You're
that's a good point.
Right.
That's actually a
Yeah.
good point.
That's,
Selling, I just don't know, bro. Can you imagine let's set the scene, okay? I'm dealing meth now, okay? So I've decided I'm gonna deal meth.
All right.
And I've got a client and he offers me a PS4. Like,
do you have cables?
yeah, that's probably my first question. And if they say no, I'm saying no. Like, what am I supposed to do with this PS4 and no cables? I'm not gaming. I'm not gaming with that. I'm not. I can't.
Right,
So
but
I think
you're dealing meth, so you're turning that PS4 into cash.
What if they're already
So-
on drugs?
problem. It's true. The person also could have came methed out. Titan, I think we
Yeah.
need a description of the person's actions that night. Are they high, not high, drunk?
Okay.
Normal
So-
Joe Schmo. Is this the
Well-
type of person that strikes you as hiding a PlayStation 4 in their backpack to buy meth, or is this guy gaming? Is he gaming?
Well, he was obviously not gaming with no equipment to hook said console.
Right.
But
Okay.
the general description of this individual, if you're looking at him, probably mid 40s, early 40s maybe, kind of scruffed up beard. You would kind of think it was late fall, so it wasn't
Okay.
too cold yet. So you don't really need a bunch of layers of clothing. You kind of just have a backpack. He's got a flannel shirt on.
That's
and-
nice.
Wait, was any of us present at this time that this person came into the jail?
No,
Okay.
nope.
I'm trying to paint an image of who this might be, but
Nope. This was all in the past. Very respectful individual.
Oh.
He was brought in on petty theft.
I
Now-
think we just got our answer right there, bum.
That is true. Now, can you imagine what he stole? He stole a 1 liter of Pepsi,
he was
Bruh.
2
thirsty.
candy bars.
He
Are
was
you
hungry.
He was. He went to
This-
munch.
He
While
had
he
the
was
munchies.
He went to
He
eat while
was
he.
smoking a fat one. About to go home, have him a nice cold liter of pop, had him some snacks, and he was going to try to piece together what he could to play that PS4.
Hey, you're
Yeah,
not yourself.
clearly.
And he got arrested.
You're not
That's
yourself.
tough.
though.
That is true. So
PlayStation
you can
4
kind of
property.
you can
he have a
yeah,
Snick-
you can
Snickers
kind
in
of
there?
put the I don't think it was a Snickers. I don't remember what candy bar it was. Regardless of what that, I did throw it away.
You threw the PlayStation away?
No, the
Oh,
candy bar.
okay. Sorry. Okay, I was about to say I mean, that's an expensive piece. What year is this? Is this at the height of the PlayStation 4's prime, or
No, this was about 2 years ago.
okay, just
And,
out of it, just out of the prime.
And I questioned the individual, and I said, "Buddy, I've seen a lot of things come in and out of this building, but can you explain to me what you're doing with a PlayStation 4 with no portable monitor, no cables, and hell, you don't even have a remote to play it with?" So now, me being a very avid gamer,
Sure.
I do game a lot. I used to game on console. Now I have carded my consoles out before, and I do happen to bring all the necessities to hook my console up to where I'm going.
Yeah.
So
Like
if
any
I were to
normal
be
human.
arrested, yes. I did ask him. He said he was upset at his son, so he took his shit. His words.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So was he high, or was he just truly trying to get a quick fix for some snacks and something to drink, and just wrong place, wrong time, and has his son's PlayStation 4, which his week of grounding turned into about 6 months.
Yeah, I was about to say I'd be pretty shitty if I was a son because I took my PS4 and then you got arrested. Now that shit's on your property. I'd be calling my dad as soon as I could, and I'd demand a property release. Honestly, I can't just take my PlayStation and then get arrested.
I mean, but the average parents aren't going to go through that much of taking the console. They're going to take the equipment so he can't play it, like the cords, the controllers.
Yeah, that's true. The quick, easy solution, just hide the power cable. And to take this a little step farther, can you imagine the explanation I had to give the individuals when they picked up his property? Like, I had to carry this whole ass PlayStation 4 from the back to the front of this facility and deliver this PlayStation 4 along with a boatload of just miscellaneous bullshit. I mean, this
Sure.
guy had nuts and bolts, and like he had some rubber bands, and I mean some of the stuff that we didn't have to even keep, but we did. And the expression on these individuals' faces when I brought out a whole ass console was almost like they didn't know it existed. So it kind of takes you back and question, was it really his son's he took? Or did he go for a fix and try to yoink some console from somebody to go back to his meth addiction? I mean, it's a
Wonder-
question that you kind of always wonder.
It's true. It's true. Are you still wondering that to this day, or?
I still do, honestly. I still am infatuated with the fact that his family that picked up his property doesn't have any idea where this PlayStation come from. But according to him, it was his son's that he was pissed off at because he wasn't doing chores or whatever he was doing. Like, we didn't go into detail about that. But it was really kind of sitting here, like, you just don't know. You know, you meet all walks of life working in the law enforcement career. and you meet some overall people that just made a mistake, and then you meet people that truly deserve to be where they're at.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
But I'm
Absolutely.
telling you, it just shocks me. And there's some things still to this day that you would never think that I would carry on me, no matter what it is. Like how many times have you went through females' property? Like being a male here, going through females' property, and they come in with 2 purses, 6 bags, and a handbag.
Oh my God. You have to log every individual card, the little nail files, everything.
Right. So when us men, on a personal level, whether you are or you aren't with a significant other, and they carry this what you would consider a duffel bag to go shop at Target, can you imagine having to pull every item out of that? And just think about the things you would find.
I mean, but I don't know, female aspect of that, like I can relate and understand, especially if this chick is hopping from house to house, from dude to dude. She's probably got her essentials in that bag, you know. She wants to clean up, freshen up between her little johns and make sure her stuff is right. So she's carrying that stuff with her. Like,
So kind of let's elaborate on that, Officer Hood. Let's go a little bit into detail. Freshen up. Are we talking just like dab on some makeup, spray some perfume, and try to like make this persona of you not coming from another house? Is this like 2-3 times a day, or is this maybe once or twice a week?
I mean, but I guess it really just depends on who the female is. Like, is she out here prostituting herself? Now, if she's prostituting herself, this is a hour by hour type thing where she's out here trying to, you know,
Oh, so she
provide.
really freshening up.
Yeah, so she's got to have, you know, her, as we call it, the hoe spray. You
The
know,
hose spray.
What
Yep.
is
gonna
that?
have she gonna have some deodorant. She might have, you know, if she's a clean hoe, she might have put clean underwear up in there. You know, she gonna have the essentials because she's a woman. So I mean, she might have some tampons and some pads. She might have some lubricant, a couple condoms, you know, a couple change of outfits, charger, you know, her vapes, the lighter, you know, the whole 9 yards. I
Damn.
mean,
So
so
this girl bringing her entire bathroom to get ready to hoe herself
And her
out.
purse.
she got her purse that just got her, you know, day to day wallet, you know, some loose change, you know, a couple lighters, some EBT card in there. And then she got her whole bag. And that's got her clothes and, you know, her flavored lubricant oils or stuff that she might be using to, you know, she might have some
Yeah.
massage oils in that bag. So again, nobody plans to get arrested. So you're not thinking like, oh, I'm carrying this stuff with the intentions that I'm going to get arrested. And so when they're arrested, yeah, they're coming in with whatever they are toting around from place to place.
Which, yeah, I see that. But being in the criminal realm and knowing that 90% of your daily life in your house is pretty much a safe spot, right? So now you go out knowing that you live this criminal realm, whether it be, you know, you are a meth user, any sort of substance abuser, anything along those lines. Is there not always that chance that you might go to jail? So don't you think
Yeah.
don't you think that you might want to consider what you have on you? Like, I don't consider about going to jail every day, but, you know, I'm not going to go carry, I don't know, a male sex toy in my bag just because I'm going over to a friend's house. I mean, that's just not something that, especially if I'm living in that criminal realm, to where I am always skating away from the law, if you know what I mean.
Right, but you don't have the criminal mind mentality. So
Yeah, you're right.
the average person who takes time to think about what there is that they're doing, if their paranoia kicks in, yes, they're not going to ride around with, you know, a dime bag of weed or whatever they're doing out there in the streets. They're gonna have their 1 or 2 connects that they can go to, know that they are trustworthy, and that's it. But if somebody is living their life on a crime spree, or just, you know, just living life as a criminal, they're not thinking about that day to day. To them, they could care less. Like, okay, so I get arrested, you go to my property and you find a dildo, or you find a PS4, or that
So it's
stuff's
kind of
not
like
going
the
through their mind.
immunity mindset type of thing. Like I've got like immunity and they're not going to catch me type of mind.
Mhm.
Or yeah,
Okay, I can see that.
And at this point in their life, there probably is no shame in what they're doing. Like they know they're out here living foul and doing dumb shit. So it's like, okay, this ain't my first rodeo. So who cares what they find on property?
That is also another really big thing too. I really think a lot of these people don't really care. Like it's the word I'm looking for. Like just no embarrassment from it. Like you're logging a female's property and you just find a dildo or vibrator or like a female sex toy. And I mean, like me personally, if I go to jail, like I don't give a damn what you find in my property.
You have a cock ring in your wallet.
Yeah, for real.
I mean,
I'm-
so
Okay, but you think about the average inmate.
That's
that
not my
comes in.
problem.
Let's take an average inmate that comes in, and we do. I mean, the guys do the male strip searches, females do the female strip searches. How many of the inmates that we have come in contact with smell like absolute dog shit? Whether they're musty, they got cottage cheese coming from their
90%.
shit.
Well, 85%.
We've had a rare occasion when we have somebody who comes in and they actually look like they don't belong there. They smell like a normal person. So they have no shame in their game because the most important thing to them at that moment is that next high, that next drink. The next time I can get over and use somebody or, hurt somebody if they're out drinking and driving. So their mind's not going there. Their mind is just out chasing the next thing that can get them to what they want.
That's true.
That's a good point.
And if all they own is in this bag or their wallet or whatever they have on them,
Yeah, that could be. I see that. I want to touch back on Coach. You mentioned finding female like dildos and sex toys. So here's a good question. How do you professionally log something of that? And that kind of leads me into a story. We had one of those come in a couple years back. An officer of mine was inventorying property and came across one of these said items. Now, I don't want to give any names because I don't want to, disclose how they ended up fixing this and put it into a professional manner. But he immediately was grossed out. Respectfully so, because you don't have any idea
Yeah.
where it came from, who's used it, how long ago it's been used, or what it was even used for. Because, you typically think of something of that nature and you typically think of what you were generally use it for. Now, these people that we encounter on a day-to-day basis, you have no idea what this could be used for. So thinking of something coming across like that in a female's property, how do you think you would log that?
Well, how do I think I would log it right now?
Right now, you come
Probably-
across right now.
Right,
What would
right
you
now,
professionally log that as?
I think I'm probably putting it as I think general rule of thumb is you probably definitely want to do it in a professional manner. You don't just want to put in this thing that your local county court's going to see or the local county deputy is going to see. You don't just want to put it in there as dildo or vibrator. Probably
That's generally
something.
the name, is it not? I mean, that's generally what they sell them as, right?
And that's true. Me personally, I'd probably put it in there as a female sex device. I guess it really depends.
Would it be like
If it's
self gratification?
if it's a
Machine.
vibrator, probably more like a vibrating female sex device, something like that.
That was very detailed.
Try not
I
to be
was-
too blunt about it. In a professional manner, I think that's how I'd log it. Now in the heat of the moment, I'd probably just put vibrator, female vibrator, used for sex.
Oh, so you would add used for sex.
Well, you have to be
Wait, but
descriptive in the log. They need to know.
biased, though, because there are some vibrators that aren't sex toys. They are actually just massage vibrators for your back or for different parts of your body, other than it being the genital area.
This
true.
is true.
I think you could probably tell the difference though, because I've seen
You
I know
cannot,
exactly what you're
though.
talking about, like the ones the athletes use, like the little massage gun.
No, that's
And you tell me that a
no.
mysterious,
There are
curious
ones
female doesn't
that
use that?
Yep.
Hey,
Yep.
I mean, I'm sure they do, but I can tell you right now, if I see somebody come in there with property like that, I don't give a damn what I think they're using it for. It's getting put in there as I don't even know, not handheld. I don't even know, massage gun. No, it's not a good. Honestly, I don't know what I'd log it as. Actually,
log it as what it
Not
is.
massage
It's a
gun.
vibrator. It's a vibrator.
I guess it depends on the context.
That's as professional as you can put it into their property when you're logging it. It's that it's a vibrator versus saying it's a sex vibrator or it's a female vibrator. It's just a vibrator.
Yeah,
True.
just kind of like give it a general classification.
You could say pink vibrating toy and leave it at that. Because I mean,
Sex device.
if they take us to court and say, "Hey, I came in with this and we logged it as something other than what it was," now they can go and say, "Hey, I brought this in," and they're looking at the property log that they signed for, and they can argue that against us, saying, "Okay, well, this is what they put it in as, but that's not what I came. I came in with this, and they logged it as this."
Yeah,
So put
now
it
my
in
county
there
jail
as what
owes
it
them
is.
a
They
sex
want their
toy.
vibrator back.
They want their vibrator back, and the inmates that we encounter, they're gonna find any quick way to get over on us and get money out of us,
It's true.
even for
It's
something
true.
that small and petty.
How embarrassing would it be to get called out for something like that and then be responsible for going out and buying this individual an actual pink vibrator?
Oh God.
Hey,
I
look,
think
I'm gonna just say,
Gucci.
do what
They
you
want a
do.
Gucci vibrator.
Well, it's funny that we keep using the term pink because this device that my officer found was pink, and he was truly freaking out about it. And I think he spent all about 10 minutes just like questioning every officer on duty at the time on what he should label this as. And I think he finally came to the conclusion of unknown pink pleasure device.
Well, how is it unknown if you know it's used for pleasure?
Brand, because typically
There you go. That's fair.
we don't label brands. I mean, you think you get your classic shoes,
Yeah,
color,
black and white.
color and shoes. Yep, color shoes. Like we don't label brand names and jeans. So he was unknown pink pleasure device. Now explain to me why he needed to have pink. Like I think we can see. Now you may be colorblind, but is it really that descriptive that you have to have it pink? Was it truly pink?
Pink in color.
I hope it was
It
pink.
hasn't been used.
I definitely hope it was pink. He logged it as pink.
Well, I hope he logged it correctly and then he sealed it on the board.
Oh no, it was 100% sealed. Like
Ah.
he vacuum sealed this, and I don't care who you are. If you were to look at this being released, imagine that story when you were the officer walking out to release this.
And the mother's up there.
Oh no.
You're handing this potentially sex toy to their mother that thinks that their child is this godchild or oh so innocent, and you're handing this woman 14 dildos and 2 vibrators.
Well, to be fair, luckily for the officer logging it, I would hope that the parent no longer sees their child as a godchild now that they've ended up in jail.
Well, I mean, but you can make a mistake though, right?
That's true. That is true. Honest people do make mistakes. My mom would probably kill me until I died.
Okay, wait a
over
minute.
going to jail.
Alliterate this. Kill you until you died.
Yeah. Oh, buddy, she'd make sure I was dead.
What
Because
was
you found with the
the
pink pleasure device?
Oh yeah.
what was the inmate that we had got at our old facility that came in with the DVD pornos? Do you guys remember that story?
No.
did not.
Oh, yes, I do.
He had
that
a
was
DVD
awful.
player and a nice little selection of porno videos.
At least, unlike the PS4 incident, this person had the DVD player as well. So at least they know that whatever they're doing, they can do it. Unlike the person with the PlayStation who had absolutely no means of playing his son's PlayStation.
He definitely had some sort of idea that he's going out and he's going to camp somewhere, and
He's getting one off.
Yeah, no, 100%. Because if you are actively carrying a portable DVD player, you think like you may not have a home to go to, or you may not have somewhere to go, or how embarrassing is it to like find somebody within your friend group or something that you will go stay the night with and just wait for this dude to go to bed and pop a porno in his DVD player.
Hey, I mean,
Why not?
there's a chance he never finds out.
This is true.
You have to do what you have to do at the end of the day. I think, no, I can't be serious. I can't be serious and continue the sentence.
So
Um, I think going back to the original question, dumb shit we found in property, and I guess it wasn't quite the inmate's property. It was what the inmate was wearing when they came in.
Oh.
Oh, I
Um,
think
that's
you're
fun.
talking about. Yeah.
this inmate came in. He's a shorter guy. Comes in. We don't know his story. We get a call. Our local county dispatch lets us know that they're bringing a male inmate. He comes in and he smells terrible. He smells awful. So we're doing the casual intake process. It's found as we are performing a strip search that what we thought was mud on his pants was shit stains.
Mm.
And when I say like, it looked like he stuck his knees in mud. Like that's how
That bad.
bad the shit stains were. And he smelled terrible.
On
Um,
his knees?
oh yeah, it was all over his knees and his shin region as well. It was everywhere. I have no idea what this guy got into before coming into jail. We asked him about it, and
Oh
he
no.
said he told us he had no idea. So to this day, I still have absolutely no idea how that inmate ended up with shit all over his knees and all over his shins.
Was that the girl that we ended up finding out they were chasing him and he fell into some mud?
I truthfully can't remember the story behind it. I could tell you the name off the podcast. I truthfully can't remember why.
Because
Um,
this was at the old jail, wasn't it?
oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think that was the guy that they were chasing, and we originally thought that it was. I think we thought it was blood at first because the way it looked, and then we narrowed it down to either it being shit. And he said that he had gotten chased on foot, and when they tackled him, he got tackled like in the mud somewhere.
I just don't believe that. There's no way. That's just too coincidental. It's on his knees and his shins. Like I just have a hard time believing an officer tackles you
Yeah, but if someone's
into
tackling you, they're
shit.
taking you down to your knees.
Well, maybe he shit himself.
It's also true. I know if I was an inmate, I wouldn't admit to that for sure.
But how would you
Oh, no,
be able to
100%.
tell someone shit themselves and it ended up on their knees and shins? Shit's not
No, I don't.
that damn far.
Maybe it bled through the pants.
Yeah, I don't believe for a second he pooped himself. Definitely not. I believe probably the environment he's living in would be my best guess. Probably just not a very clean environment. I mean, I don't know how else you explain just. And it was old too. Like it had been there for like it was crusted and like it had been there for some time. Like I don't know how you
Obviously
explain
not
that.
just a trip from the squad car to the jail.
Oh no, it had to have been at least like a full 24 hours. Yeah, that's probably the craziest thing I found on somebody. Only being in this field for about a year now. Just absolute shit everywhere,
Crazy.
all over this guy's pants.
When another officer, we found they brought that woman in that one night, and she had a little vial of meth in her cooch.
Oh.
Yeah,
Thank you, Easter that.
I have to say, I feel for all the female officers that conduct these female strip searches, just due to the irony of the ability of what the female body can do.
Mm-hmm.
There's no shot that I'm trying to look in 14 different spots. Like, yeah, do I have to see a penis every single day? No, but majority of the time, I'm not having to search their foreskin to find something like taped to it, I mean, come on. But I mean, females, I give you credit. You like folding lips and lifting rolls, and I mean, you do way more effort.
Yeah.
Than myself, just like, all right, lift the junk.
Yeah, speaking a little bit of the strip search process, Officer Titan. I need to know. I've had this experience once with me. How often have you strip searched an inmate that had tattoos on their genitals?
What?
Have you ever had that happen to you before?
Once I have seen once, and you would never guess what it was. This dude came in and had what he called the Decalibur. Now, obviously, we know the reference is an Excalibur sword, right?
Oh
Sure.
God.
And well, like, just human reaction. What do you say to that? Do you ignore it, or be like, "Nice sword, bro"?
I laugh. I definitely laugh for sure. If another human being has enough, is shameless enough to look at me while I'm strip searching them and tell me that they have a Dick Caliber tattoo, I'm just laughing. I mean, how can you not? Like you have to sit there and appreciate the joke for a second. I mean,
Yeah, you're right, and that leads back to what Officer Hood had said about this is just their lifestyle. Like this individual has probably shown his penis to so many different males in his lifetime because he's in that criminal lifestyle that strip searches when going into facilities has just become like a natural day to day, week to week, month to month part of his life.
sure.
So he literally looks down as you are gazing at his penis. And he's like, yeah, you like that Dick Caliber, bro?
He said that to you?
I swear to you. He's like, how you like that Dick Caliber, bro?
Bro.
Fuck.
And I was like, excuse me? And he's like, obviously the sword on my dick. And I was like, yeah, dude, I'm not here to examine your junk. I'm here to see if you're holding meth in your balls. Obviously. But that's like Hood was referring to. Like, that is like his lifestyle. Like he
Sure.
knows he is in and out of jail, and it has just become like a custom part of his routine that whenever he goes into a new facility or even the same facility, that his
Gotta
joke
mention the
to
dick
set
tattoo.
things off. Yeah, I mean, so speaking about genitals and
Don't
our
people
female
also like
here,
get piercings as well?
yeah, I was just gonna mention that. Like, how many piercings have you ran into?
I don't think I've run into any yet.
Quite a few.
Quite
I
a few.
don't.
I know there's a guy that I don't know was doing a book and bond, wanted to get out. And he's like, "Do I have to take off all his piercings?" And I was like, "Yeah, I guess." Turns out he had piercings on his balls. I mean, get him out.
His balls or his actual
Oh, his
penis itself?
not his balls.
Bro, I didn't even know that was a thing.
Oh yeah,
No, I've not. Is it like a dermal? Like I
I
being a
don't
man should
know.
not be asking this, but
I didn't look at his junk.
Dude, that hurts thinking
wait,
about.
wait.
Bro.
Grace, how did you know that this dude had ball piercings? Like,
So
Ball. Oh my
he
god.
was like, "Do I have to take out all my piercings?" And I went, "What are you talking about, bro?" And he just looked at me weird, and I was like, "Oh, yeah." And then I sent a male officer in there to go do his search and asked him, and he was like, "Yeah, ball piercings,
Wow, I didn't even know that was a thing. I've been a man my whole life. I didn't.
right?
yeah,
You can
I
get
mean, I've
piercings
never
anywhere. If
crossed
you
the
can
bridge
get
of
them on
that.
your tongue, you can get them.
Yeah, but on the balls, that's a new one. I've never heard that before. That's absolutely insane.
Like, I mean, being realistic, like it's literally just a sack. Like, what are you piercing? Just
I know, like, and then you have to be so precise with it too, because if you hit one of the actual nuts, like, it's just over. It's
Aim for the
over.
middle. Aim for the middle.
what if
Can't
you
be
get
that
that like
easy,
particular contortion or some shit?
dude. That would be tough. Imagine explaining that to your doctor. Yeah, man, I was having my balls pierced, and the piercer just missed.
Now I can't have kids.
Yeah, they
Well,
say as
hey,
they're
you only need
bleeding
one.
out. Yeah, you'd still have one. You'd still be able to reproduce. It'd probably be a little bit more difficult for you, but reproduction's not off the table. That'd be a hell of a story for your kid. Yeah, the doctor said they didn't know if I was going to have kids anymore, but
One nut.
hey,
Yeah, Dad was getting his balls pierced and it kind of hit the nut. So you were a one nut kid. Sorry.
yeah, you are a miracle, son.
So okay. Continuing on property here. Obviously we take everything off of the individual and label it into their property, right?
Yes.
So okay, specific items, food, beverages, stuff of that sort gets thrown away because no facility is going to keep that because it's going to go bad. It's going to draw rodents. So you're not going to keep that kind of stuff. What is, and Coach, I'll start with you. And I know you said you've been in the field about a year now. What is the most awkward thing you found either on, around, or in the general region of a male strip search in genitalia?
I haven't found much regarding that. I've gotten pretty lucky when it comes to strip searches. I'm definitely a walking medical emergency. when it comes to strip searches, I've gotten pretty lucky. Oh my lord, a dick tattoo is definitely up there for sure.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, dick tattoo definitely. I saw one piercing on the what's the part called? The urethra. I've seen a urethra piercing before.
Hmm.
Asked the inmate to
That
take it
just
out.
sounds terrible.
Oh, I couldn't imagine it. Other than that, I've never found anything on an inmate. Not yet, thank God. I would hate to have to do that paperwork.
How about a
Nothing.
cock ring? You ever found a cock ring before?
I have not. I have not found a cock ring yet. No.
Condoms?
Not hidden on their person. No, in their property. Yeah. After. Well, I guess it would be on their person because you pat them down and then take it out of their pockets. Not during the strip search process. No, just straight taking things out of people's pockets. However, I found condoms. I think the funniest condom story was I had a male that I knew before coming to jail, and as I was doing his pat down process, I found a condom, and he looks at me. He goes, "I'll never forget this." Oh my god! He looks at me and he's like, "You always have to have one ready for a rainy day, bro." I said,
What?
okay. I said, okay. Um,
So you can automatically assume that he's going to be in the single life.
Oh, probably. No, he doesn't have any rainy days for sure. Especially if you're saying that to an officer during your pat down. Yeah, you always got to save one, bro. Sure, man. Yeah, sure. That's fine. I found oh my gosh, found condoms. I've not really found many interesting things, honestly. Grace, Hood, what you guys have any interesting stories during general pat downs or strip searches?
I haven't found anything out of the ordinary.
And Grace, how long have you been in the field?
A little more than half a year.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Try this on for size. How about you pull an individual into the strip search area, wherever your facility may be, and you instruct this individual to, you give him the rundown, you explain to him what's going to happen, and you give him the command to remove your pants.
Him?
Yeah, well, for males, obviously, Grace, you're not going to be doing male strip searches, or I mean, this could be relevant to females as well. Now the product I'm about to speak of doesn't necessarily it'd be much very, very unique if you find this on a female, but I'm telling you, this individual was very hesitant, and he wasn't combative. Okay, he wasn't like trying to resist me. He was trying to like put the command on the back burner and just trying to like bypass the topic. And I'm like, all right, bro, we got to get moving. Like, we need you to pull your pants down and complete the strip search. And I said, all right, we need to get moving. So go ahead and remove your pants, and we'll just get this done out of the way. It's just as uncomfortable for you as it is for me. So this individual says, I really didn't want to do this, and I'm really embarrassed. And I was like, dude, I've seen it all. He goes, I bet you haven't seen this yet. And he drops his drawers. And I tell you what, he had a condom still on his penis.
Oh.
Used.
Oh my god.
No.
100% ejaculate still dripped in the condom.
Ew.
How do you handle that?
How'd you get arrested like that is the question.
Well,
They had to have caught him in the act, right?
Well, so they probably did a search warrant on his house while he was, going to town on someone.
and you pause for enough seconds to get one out and then throw your pants on to get arrested.
Yeah. Yeah, you couldn't even take the condom off. It doesn't even take that long either. Half a second.
And me, now I've been in the field for over 3 years. I'm going on 4 years here. And I didn't know how to, I don't know, dude, I'm not taking that off of you. And
Did he refuse to take it off, or?
oh, no. I think once he got past the initial embarrassment of another adult male looking at his penis with a used condom on, I think reality kind of set in, and you just don't know what you're going to come across in anybody's property, and they can look like the most average Joe walking in, and the things you find completely change your perspective of not necessarily as their individual personalities, but just like what was happening or what was going on when you got arrested, and
Mhm.
how did you end up with this?
That's a good point. I guess a question I want to ask, speaking of the whole idea that nobody ever expects to be arrested, what is the craziest amount of cash you've seen on a recently incarcerated individual?
Oh my god.
So on intake, are we speaking on
Yeah,
intake?
yeah.
I think the most I've ever seen is about 6,000, and it was from a
Oh,
Hispanic.
okay.
Um, Now, you question again, because anything of large amounts of that nature, you want to contact a detective, a specific branch within your department or entity to really investigate this. Like, what average human being carries $6,000 on them? I mean, are they
Sure,
one of those? Do they work at a Mexican restaurant? And
sure.
did they just cast the drawer out? But first of all, why are you gonna put it in your pocket? But see, I
Hmm.
don't know how they operate over there. But yeah, I think 6,000 was the most I've seen come in cash.
You've seen, you said come in, so you've seen inmates with large amounts of money in their commissary accounts and phone accounts and stuff like that.
Yeah, we had an individual that's in the Department of Corrections now that was actively continuing his business of selling drugs while incarcerated.
Okay.
He was having people sell for him and drop money on his books. This dude had $12,000 on his books.
Oh my lord.
And let's just say the Drug Task Force agency seized all of this, which obviously
Wow. I mean, like, what are you using $12,000 for? You don't need that. You just don't need that much commissary.
you think at this point you would just put it into like some sort of like account or savings account
Yeah.
on the street to like work up a bond if you have a bond. Like 12,000, there's nothing. You can buy the entire store commissary with 12,000.
Oh, absolutely. You could. You could buy multiple. You could buy so much. All the soups that guy is gonna have. That's absolutely ridiculous. I guess staying on the topic of money, I booked in an intoxicated individual very recently. He came in. He had so you go to a bank, right? You withdraw money from your account, and they put it in the little pamphlets that banks do. He
Envelopes,
had
yes.
money. Yes, there you go, envelope pamphlet. He had about $674 on him.
You can buy a beater with a heater with that type of money.
Oh, absolutely you could. He had about probably $120 of that was $1 bills.
Strip club?
Um,
Strip club?
I don't know. I don't know what this man was doing, but that's definitely the largest amount of money I can remember seeing on an inmate during their intake process. And this guy came in and he was drunk as hell. He had a very good night. So it really makes you wonder where he's getting all that money from. Because these people, they can do some crazy shit, especially like the ones that are arrested without warrants. I mean, they're just arrested for doing the most random shit ever, whether or not it's a DUI or
Public
attempted,
intox?
public intox or I mean, armed robbery. You can get arrested on the spot for a lot of very peculiar things.
This is a very factual statement.
Kicking a cop car.
Yeah, kicking a squad car. Criminal mischief. Let's kick a squad car. Just because you're
Hmm.
mad that the police are at your house. I mean, well, Coach, I think Officer Grace and Officer Hood have been great guests for us tonight.
Absolutely, we appreciate you guys. Let's all give a hand to Officer Radar in the booth.
Got him in the sound
Being
booth
great.
over there. Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
He's always looking over. He's kind of like the creeper in the background, you know.
We appreciate everybody listening today. Hoping to make this a regular thing. This has been Lawful Laughs. Appreciate you guys. I am Officer Coach, joined by regular host Officer Titan.
Titan. Yep.
We will see you guys later. Has it stopped recording now, or?
I just stopped Craig. Yeah, and I mean even
The silence was so prolonged.